If hard work alone made people rich, then some of the hardest working people in society would already be wealthy. Construction workers, nurses, technicians, teachers. Yet many of them are financially stretched, living paycheck to paycheck. And that reality creates a quiet question in the minds of millions of young professionals. Why does working hard feel less rewarding than it used to? Why do longer hours and more effort no longer guarantee financial progress? For a long time, the answer seemed simple. Work hard, be reliable, build a career, and stability would follow. And decades ago, that formula genuinely worked. A full-time job could support a family, buy a home, cover education, and still allow room to save for the future. Employment was not just income, it was security. But over time, the environment around work changed. Today's workforce is more productive than ever before. Technology, automation, and digital systems have dramatically increased how much value a single worker can produce in an hour. Yet income did not rise at the same pace. Since the late 1970s, overall productivity increased by close to 90%. During that same period, average real wages rose by only around 30%. That gap is critical. It means people are producing more value, but retaining a smaller share of it. At the same time, the cost of living steadily accelerated. Housing prices climbed much faster than incomes. Education became more expensive. Healthcare costs rose year after year. In the early 1980s, the average home cost about 3 times the average annual income. Today, that figure is closer to 5 or 6 times. As a result, milestones that once felt achievable through steady employment now require far more time and planning. This doesn't mean jobs lost their importance. Jobs still provide income, structure, experience, and stability. They remain the foundation of most people's financial lives. What changed is how far income alone can take you. While workers adjusted to rising costs, wealth distribution shifted in the background. In the late 1970s, the average CEO earned roughly 30 times what the average employee made. Today, that number is closer to 250 times. Corporate profits grew rapidly. Asset values increased. Executive compensation expanded, but average wages moved slowly. The value created by work did not disappear, it became concentrated. This shift created a subtle pressure on workers. To keep up with rising expenses, many people worked longer hours, accepted more responsibility, or added side income. Multiple jobs became more common, not as a luxury choice, but as a practical response to higher costs. But time has limits. There are only 24 hours in a day. Additional hours can increase income, but they also increase fatigue and reduce flexibility. At a certain point, effort stops compounding and simply repeats. This is where the idea that hard work alone guarantees wealth begins to break down. Not because work has no value, but because the structure of rewards has changed. So what makes the difference today? Leverage. Modern wealth is built when effort is combined with systems that scale. Leverage does not replace work, it amplifies it. Instead of relying only on time, leverage allows value to grow through ownership, technology, and long-term assets. This is why people who build wealth usually do more than earn wages. They invest part of their income. They build skills that increase in value over time. They participate in ownership, even in small ways. Over the past several decades, the stock market grew by thousands of %, while median incomes rose only modestly after inflation. That contrast explains a major shift in outcomes. Money invested compounds differently than money earned hour by hour. This does not mean employment is a mistake. In fact, most long-term wealth is built while people are employed. Jobs provide the capital, consistency, and risk protection needed to invest, learn, and grow gradually. The key difference is direction. When effort is directed only toward immediate income, progress is limited by time. When effort is paired with learning, investing, and long-term thinking, it compounds. Scale plays a role as well. A traditional job ties income to hours worked. A system, product, or asset can grow without requiring proportional increases in time. A professional who builds expertise can increase their value. An investor can own small pieces of many businesses. A creator can produce work that continues generating value over time. These paths do not replace work, they build on it. That is why many financially successful people maintain multiple income streams. Not to escape work, but to reduce dependency on a single source. When one stream slows, others continue. This creates stability, not risk. Hard work remains essential. Skills require effort. Experience requires time. Growth requires consistency. What changed is not the importance of work, but the role it plays. Work is now the starting point, not the finish line. Effort without strategy leads to stagnation. Effort with direction leads to progress, and effort combined with ownership leads to long-term security. The old message was incomplete, not wrong. Working hard still matters, but today, working hard works best when paired with understanding how value moves, how assets grow, and how time can be leveraged responsibly. The world changed quietly. Those who adapt stay stable. Those who compound stay ahead. And those who understand the difference stop blaming themselves for rules that shifted without warning. If this perspective added clarity, subscribe for more breakdowns on work,